everybody, this is Michelle with Mishmash. How's everybody doing today? I hope good, I hope excellent. I am glassesless tonight because, I don't know, it's actually a late night tonight and I just finished watching a Dawson's Creek episode and I had to talk about it. However, because there's like no light from outside, I just have the lights I have in my room, and if I had my glasses on, all you would see is light. So I was like, let me just go blind here. I don't need to particularly see myself, right? Or anything else. So, God, I feel stupid. I always feel stupid talking about Dawson's Creek because I'm like, it's just not important. There's nothing to say. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't change the world in any kind of way, but I'm so passionate about it. I love this show and I hate this show. Ah, God. But I just watched this episode from season 6. A Christmas episode, episode 10. And I was just, this is the most eye rolling I've had during this season since like the first season, maybe the second. I don't remember when I stopped rolling my eyes, but it's been a few seasons since it's been so cringe that I was just like, oh my God, this is stupid. It's just stupid. This is dumb. I hate all of you. This is dumb. Why are you doing So basically the episode is just they're all in college now, of course. Dawson's doing his film thing. They have a Christmas episode, so that means they have to go back to Cape Side. However, Joey's no longer friends with Audrey. Pacey's no longer dating her. Pacey is like a stockbroker guy with lots of money. Joey's dating this guy, this random guy who's kind of an asshole, to be honest. Audrey's drunk now. She has a drinking problem. Jen exists. There's not much going on with her. And Dawson's sleeping with the actress on his movie, and just found out that she doesn't really consider them in a relationship, and slept with another guy and lied to Dawson about it. What I thought was just really, I don't know, I don't want to be judgmental, but I find this to be kind of gross. Like, even if you sleep around, I don't think that's a problem in of itself, but if you just sleep with somebody and then you go like immediately to go sleep with somebody else, I find that to be gross. Like, you still got their energy, you might still got their juices, you got all that, and you're just gonna get, like, that's what happened though. And I'm like, that's disgusting. And no go take a shower, go just take a moment to yourself, relax. You don't need to go be with somebody else immediately. Like, I don't know, I was so bothered by that. And then like Dawson actually slept with her. I would have been like, yo, I know what happened, we could talk tomorrow, okay? we're good for tonight, we could talk tomorrow. I don't know, ew. Anyway, whatever. I'm sorry if that's judgmental, but I do find that to be kind of gross. So yeah, for whatever reason, Gail has a Christmas get-together. Everybody invited. Now, I'm questioning this because I'm like, okay, why, I guess. Really, why? Why would you have everybody invited? Like, I understand it's one thing to be like, oh, everyone's going to be in the area, and, you know, families are kind of broken right now, so you guys can come here if you need, like, family during this time, but that certainly isn't the case. And I was a little confused because I'm like, isn't she with somebody? Like, last time we saw her, she was dating a guy and they were pretty serious, but he was nowhere to be found. Nobody mentioned him. I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna try to stop banging on the table because I know you can hear it on there pretty good. But anyway, so he's nowhere to be found, and I was like, okay, this is weird. But okay, let's go with it. So Dawson's there with his boss, aka the director of the movie, and his girlfriend, not girlfriend, just kind of chick he's sleeping with, Natasha, who is the actress in this movie. We also have Joey, who goes there with her boyfriend, who is not in school, doesn't have a job, doesn't have anything going for himself. This is a problem for some reason. I think not for anybody except for Joey's dad, who's there, which I'm trying to think if they explained why he's here, because last I remember Joey was trying to find her dad. She found out that he gotten out of prison and she was trying to find him and couldn't. No, but I guess they did. I can't remember. I've been spacing out the episodes too much and I don't remember. It wasn't pivotal enough, I guess. Anyway, so Joey's dad was there and was like questioning her boyfriend, like, what are you doing with your life? Are you good enough for Joey? And, you know, Audrey is also there, kind of like, dude, you were in prison. Who are you to say anything about Joey and who's good enough for her? Like, as her dad, who was dealing drugs and went to prison and hasn't been in her life for like all of her life, pretty much. And, you know, let's just add in the other fact that he cheated on his wife while she had cancer. Like, you know, maybe just sit this one out, dude. Maybe just sit this one out. Maybe just ask some questions towards Joey, like, you know, is this good for you? You know, are you cool? You alright? This is a good relationship? And if she says yes, drop it. Leave it alone. You know, you really don't have any space to kind of play dad here, like, to be honest. So, yeah, whatever reason that's happening, and I guess that's happening for drama's sake, just to kind of always have something with Eddie, which is Joey's boyfriend, and her, because they're constantly butting heads. There's constant drama between these two. It's annoying. It's driving me crazy. We'll get into that though. There's also Audrey, like I said, but she's a drunk now and pretty much isn't friends with the group at all. Like, no one is checking for her, no one's looking out for her. Joey certainly did invite her to come, but she wasn't there for her. Like, I don't know, she was just like, yeah, come with me, this is better for you than traveling on Christmas Day to your family, which, you know, why, especially when you guys haven't been talking last that we've heard. But fine, you invited her and then like kind of dropped her off with the Learys and was like, that's it, I'm done, peace out, I got my own shit to do. Like, what the fuck? Okay. But anyway, Audrey is there and she's drunk, she's high. Jen is there with her grandmother. And again, she's just there pretty much. And is that it? No, Pacey is there. Pacey is there. And so this is the other storyline that annoyed me. Pretty much all of them annoyed me though. So Pacey's there and his brother's there, although I don't remember seeing his brother at the table, but he was there. His brother's just been on Pacey's dick all fucking night, like all day. Like, oh, big shot with money now, okay, everybody's overwhelmed, you just got too much money, we just can't handle it, and I respected you so much more when you were a cook. And it's like, okay, good for fucking you. How about I do what I want to do for my life? Okay, how is that not ever a thing with this family? Now the family's toxic as hell, they are abusive as hell, that's clear, but like it just irks me because I feel like the show, like the tone of the show kind of gives you an idea of how you're supposed to be feeling, and it really makes me think that I'm supposed to be like, yeah, Pacey, this job isn't good for you. You should be a cook. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck, I care what Pacey want to do. He want to be selling stocks or whatever, making lots of money, that's up to him. Like, what do I care? You know, I personally didn't think being a cook is more noble than being a stockbroker, but you know, whatever. And I'm also like, you know, when you get a gift, just say fucking thank you. Like, why you gotta poo-poo it and be like, oh, this is too expensive? Like, it would be one thing, absolutely, it would be one thing if, like, somebody gives you an expensive gift and they're doing it to show off and it's for a reason. Like, you know, sometimes somebody might give you something and it's to be like, I'm better than you. Here, this is for you, just so you know that you could never get this for yourself and I'm doing it for you. There's definitely those people, but that's not how Pacey is. He's just like, I got, so you gonna get it. So I'm like, leave this guy alone. What the fuck do you care? He's trying to do nice. He's trying to be right. He is trying to impress, but that's because he's always made to feel like shit. So he's like, you know, look, I'm worth something now. That's all it is. He's just trying to prove to his family that he's worth something now. And like, it really, really bugs me that like they're still like, you're worth shit to me. Like, I don't care that you have it, you're worth shit to me. So I'm like, okay, fuck all of y'all. But yeah, so here's the people there. Everybody kind of has a problem with everybody, and there's drama every which way you slice it. That is annoying me. I'm like, why do y'all have to all be here? This is kind of dumb. There's no reason. And then, I don't know, I guess it's just like everything is so forced. So like the stuff with Dawson's girlfriend, Dawson finally speaks up and he's like, you know, I thought this was more than that. You lied to me. Da 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 da. And she's like, bitch, the fuck? Who cares? You knew what it was. But then, which I respected, honestly, I was like, you know, I don't know why he's getting mad about this. Like, he should have known what it was. He dumped this girl in a split second to go be with Joey. Like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? You know, I guess the only thing would be the honesty thing, but I would think honestly, like, the relationship wasn't anything. So he could have come at her like, look, I just want you to be honest with me. If you're gonna be sleeping with other dudes, just let me know. You know, that's all. It doesn't have to be this whole thing. And then they could have continued doing their thing for the rest of the movie. But they always want to put Dawson on this like high pedestal, and then it became a morality thing. Of course, with Dawson it always becomes a morality thing. And then she switches up eventually, like, you know, you're just such a good guy, Dawson. You're just so good. You're too good, and we can't have this relationship. You're just not ready for this sort of thing, and I don't want to jade you, and da da da. I'm like, oh my god, stop. Dawson is not that good. He's not that great of a guy. He's kind of a schmuck a little bit. Like, he's definitely got so much better in the college years of this series, but like, still at best he's just like a regular guy. But okay show, he's just the best man ever. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. That bothered me that they try to throw that back in there. I really hate when they try to spin that narrative. Like, you guys have not shown me anything for me to think that Dawson is this end all be all boyfriend. He's at best okay, and at worst he's a literal piece of shit. Like, I don't understand. So that part irked me a lot, but it ended fine. I told you my issue with the whole Pacey thing. That really, really bothered me. I definitely get triggered with that family because I'm like, same. Like, I can relate, same. But I mean, just beyond that, it's just so annoying. You know, with anybody that you're like, I'm trying to do for you, I'm trying to make you love me, I'm trying to get you to respect me, which, you know, never works. If you have to try, it's too late. It's not gonna happen, from my experience anyway. And like, I guess my frustration is just like, this dude cannot win. He can't win. There's nothing he can do. When he was doing jack shit, he was no good. When he was doing mediocre, nobody had shit to say. When he's doing a whole lot better, they still got shit to say. And it's like, well, what the fuck do you want? What's gonna make you happy? literally nothing. Like, it's so annoying. That drove me crazy. And then this whole thing with Joey, I don't know, it doesn't bother me too, no, let me not lie, I want to be like, it doesn't bother me too much, it really doesn't, but at the same time, I really hate her boyfriend. Like, he's not the worst, but he's a little bit of an asshole. I just feel like he's combative and secretive for no goddamn reason, and like, there's not even this deep moment where he's like, oh, you know, I've just had a lot of heartbreak and I've been through a lot of things, so it's really, really hard for me to trust, da 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 da. No, there's been none of that. It's just very general. He's general. We don't know shit about him. Joey don't know shit about him, and she keeps bringing it up like, I don't know anything about you, and he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Can we please stop this? This is not a good relationship. This is not going anywhere. Why are you trying to get this deep? And I guess that's the thing, he's trying to keep it surface, but Joey is like really pushing it to get deeper. So like, she wanted him to come for Christmas, and he's like, that's too much too fast. But yet he shows up, which, I don't know, to me, I'm like, if you're a dirtbag, or if you're an asshole, if you're honest about it, if you're upfront about it, like, I could take that a whole lot better than if you're trying to hide it or trying to make it out like you're a good guy. And I guess that's my thing with Eddie, is like, sometimes, like, he's never particularly good or nice or great, but sometimes he's just like, you know, it is what it is, this is who I am. And I'm like, okay, so now she has the choice to back away. But he's so, I can't even say he's hot and cold. He's like lukewarm to mildly cool, you know? There's nothing there. I don't even understand. There's times where he's like, he'll push or go along with what she's pushing for, this deeper connection, and then it always falls apart in their faces, and then it's like, okay, well, this was your fault, you know? And I don't know, it just don't sit well. It's too weird. Like, it's too weird. It's like, be something, be fully committed to something. I guess that's the thing, he just really comes off like he does not care. So then it's like, why are you fucking with this dude that don't even care about you like that? Like, he's not really doing anything for you. I don't know, man. He gets in a fight for her every once in a while, and I guess that's supposed to be like a, I don't know, something. That means something. I don't know. So anyway, I find that whole thing to be annoying. Yeah, I'm like, I could go into more detail, but honestly, that's just the gist of it. And then the thing that's really, 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 really irking me the most out of this episode is Audrey. And not her herself, because I feel for her. She's going through some shit. She's in a really dark space, and she don't have anybody on her fucking side. And I'm like, wow, you guys, this you? Okay. I don't want to hear about any of y'all, like, these moral lessons of how you're so much better than whatever, because you can't even look out for your friend. Joey doesn't give a shit. Pacey, I'm shook, because this is not Pacey at all, but he doesn't really care. Like, I guess he was like, oh, you fucked another dude, cool, done. Which, again, that's just not Pacey. And the other shocker, which really got me, is Jen. Jen just really dropped this girl. Like, okay, Jen saw that Audrey's in trouble and was kind of trying to help her and trying to put her life back together for her. But once she found out that Audrey slept with the guy that she's interested in, she basically fucking spit in her face and was like, we're done. You don't exist to me. And I'm like, Jen, girl? The slack, though? You slept with everybody. You were trying to get with your friends dudes all the time. You just got with Dawson not that long ago, knowing that Joey still wants him. Really, girl? Really? Okay. So, okay. that's a bit hypocritical, a little shocking, and especially because Jen is just so, she's generally the chill one and like whatever, you know. Joey can and has said and done anything to this girl, and this girl will just be like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Joey, can we be best friends? You know. So I'm like, you know, if this was Joey, she wouldn't have written her off like that. Like, I don't know. I'm very perplexed why she wrote off Audrey like that. That was really out of character for Jen, and honestly, it's really out of character for Pacey. So once Audrey kind of goes off whatever on everybody at the table and basically just telling truths, but I guess it was me. I don't know how I was supposed to read that. Like, I guess it was me and I guess it was wrong, whatever. Definitely not for the table, definitely not for the holidays, but you know, this is I don't know. Anyway, so she's drunk, she's drugged, she says this, and it's clear. She leaves, grabs the keys, and is out. Nobody chases after this girl. Nobody's like, hey, you shouldn't be driving. I don't know what they thought she was gonna do, because this really bothered me. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense how nobody would go after this girl. Like, this is not safe. Especially, man, how Dawson's dad died. Like, you're telling me that you're gonna let this girl get behind the wheel? So I was like, maybe they didn't see her take the keys. But then I'm like, what the fuck did you think she was gonna do? Go step outside and just like sit out there in the snow? Like, I don't understand what they thought. Like, if they didn't think she was gonna go drive off, what did they think she was gonna do? Because honestly, nothing else makes sense other than her driving off. But I guess they didn't think about it. They didn't give a fuck. They were like, you fucked someone, so we're not friends anymore. I don't care. You can just go die. And then she was on her way to go fucking die. And then she crashes into the house. And I don't know, like, no one can, like, I'm so bothered by this, because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense for most of them. Dawson, Joey, that makes sense. They're very selfish, they're very about their shit, and they went off and they were about their shit. Like, this is Joey's roommate, right? Her best I don't know if they're best friends. One of them were really good friends. They got very, very close. Audrey has been like #1 Joey fan, doing everything for her, just really checking in on her, being such a great support to her. I'm disgusted that Joey couldn't and wouldn't be there for Audrey in return, especially when Audrey really needed it. That was like, okay, I see who you are, but I'm not surprised, because we've seen how Joey is. Again, nothing matters unless it's about her and or whoever she's dating, and in addition to Dawson, you know. So Joey didn't check up on Audrey or anything, but she did go be with Dawson. Whatever. Pacey didn't check on her or anything, which again, that is not like Pacey, so I don't know. He didn't check on her, but he did try to get her out of trouble, which his brother was like, ooh, you haven't changed at all, you're a piece of shit. So everybody would automatically wouldn't question the story that you drove into the house because you're such a piece of shit, you're such a shit that would do that. Like, oh god, I was like, I'm so fucking done with the fucking Witter family. I hate them. But Jen did go check on her, which I did like that, but I don't like how unforgiving she was, because she was being there but not really there. She, like, I think she cared on a human level, but not in a more like friend, like loving level. And I'm like, I don't know this Jen. I don't know this Jen who would just turn it off like that for anybody. I haven't seen her do that towards anybody. She is the most caring person in the group. And especially since Jen has been through some shit, she just got out of her fucking depression, and you know, she's been through some shit. She's wanted to kill herself. She's tried to kill herself. She's been very depressed. She's done drugs. She's done drinking. Like, you're telling me that she would see a good friend of hers going through the same shit, and just because she slept with a guy that she was interested in, she would just, like, no emotion, like, fuck you. I don't really care. Because, like, Audrey brought it up, like, I forget exactly what she said, but basically, like, you just mad because you're not with CJ or some shit like that. And CJ's the guy that they both like. And Jen was just like, ugh. I was like, Jen, really? This girl's fucking drunk. She's going through some shit. Like, really? That's your response? That doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know. She just always is so level-headed, and she's usually the one who can see through people's shit and just kind of rise above. And so to see that she's not doing that with Audrey is just so weird to me. Like, I just don't like it. It's not true to character. I don't like people who would do that, like, period. And it's just so, it honestly is just so fucking weird, because I'm like, she would never. She never has, she would never. So why this time? What are you doing? What are you doing, Dawson's Creek, the show? So that really bothered me. It really, really bugged me. And then the show ends, and that's fine. I was just like, oh god, this was a clusterfuck of shittiness. What the fuck? I just had to talk about it. I had to get my feelings out about it. I don't know what the hell. I'm trying to get through this show. And, like, I don't know. I wouldn't feel like it's a struggle. Like, I feel like the show is, and I'll talk more about it when I'm actually done with everything, so I can just give, you know, my thoughts about everything all together. And I wish I could binge it more close together, but I definitely need breaks in between, because this show is a lot. I love this show. It still holds up. It's really, really good, but it definitely has problems. But then I'm like, I do find myself looking for problems, and I find myself trying to hate on it, and I'm like, that's not fair. I mean, it's easy, but it's not fair to, like, look out for that and just nitpick on stupid shit. But then at the same time, there's just such big issues that really fucking irk me. Like, it really, really bothers me. And this episode just was a culmination of all of it. Like, I can go along to get along with any show, any movie. I don't care how ridiculous it is. I can get into it. And I feel like that's kind of where the college years, it's not as fun. It's not as fun as the high school years, but it adds a little bit more realisticness. But at the same time, I think they're able to better set this world, the rules for this world, in that it's not hyper realistic. It's ridiculous, you know. Like, it's a soap opera. It's a teen soap opera. Okay, there's gonna be some drama for drama's sake, and I'm fine with that as long as we understand that's what it is. But I guess my thing is, what always will irk me is when you're not playing by your own rules. So if you're like, this is who this character is, and then they do something completely out of character, and you're trying to sell me on that, like, no, I have a problem with that. That's not who that character is. That's what you told me. Like, that wouldn't happen. That doesn't make sense. Or an event happens, like, that doesn't make sense for this world based on the rules you set, you know? And I feel like that happens a lot with Dawson's Creek. And again, I just feel like it's less so in the college years. Like, they did a better job at, like, this is what this world is. So a lot of questionable stuff, I'm like, okay, fine, that's just who they are now. That's just how things are now. And then this episode was just like, no, you're backsliding on everything. It kind of went back to, like, high school years, I guess, in a sense. And just a lot of shit that doesn't make sense for the characters. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's all I had to talk about. I just wanted to rant about this show, this particular episode that really pissed me off. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments or to email me at themeshmosh@gmail.com. And thanks for listening. I love you guys. Bye.